here we are, day 5 of the posing challenge. You've made it. So nice job. So today we're going to talk about what I think is actually the most challenging of all the posing challenges, which is this, eye contact. So like, how do you get eye contact with somebody in a photo without it looking cheesy or forced? So that's what I want to talk to you about today. So listen, there is absolutely an art form to creating and posing candid looking images. And that's kind of what we've been talking about the other 4 days of this challenge. We've kind of gotten into, techniques that I do to create those kind of, candid looking moments and shooting through the moments and getting that, which clients love those pictures. But I personally believe that there is something really, really special and really, really powerful about a really good portrait. Apparently I'm going to say really like 1,000 times, but about a good portrait where somebody is just sitting and looking directly into the camera in a way that lets you just like look into their soul. Those kind of pictures, creating a picture where someone is giving you eye contact, they're being vulnerable for you, they're showing you who they are, that's actually really, really, really hard to do. And I would say it is harder to do than orchestrating those candid moments. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about my process, because this is actually something that I've really worked hard on over the years and that I feel that I do really, really well and I love. So I saved this lesson to the very end because it's sort of like how I run my shoots. When I'm doing a photo shoot with people, when they first come in, I'm setting up those poses and directing them in ways to create those more candid images. So when they first come in, I'm getting them relaxed, right? We're making sure hands are good. Their body language is telling me that they're relaxed. I'm having them look away from the camera, laugh. If there's little kids involved, I'm letting them move, run all over the place. I'm doing all of that before having them look at the camera, because what I'm wanting to do is kind of guide them into a relationship with me, where they feel comfortable and then they feel relaxed. And then at the very end of our session, that is when I will say, all right, look up here, look right into the camera. Now with adults, there's a couple ways that I do it. It's very similar, honestly, to having somebody look away or look down and laugh and then photographing the in-between moments, capturing those moments. That's what I do with my adults too. So when I have them look into the camera, every single adult, and honestly every child over like 4, will do their picture smile. I do it too when I'm getting my picture taken. And so at that moment, when the picture smile comes on and it looks phony and it looks fake, that's when I start talking. And I start talking to my clients and tell me about your day. What's going on? Are you going to do anything fun after this? Just, banter. And I wait for them to relax. I wait to kind of feel that moment where I feel like they look like I've seen them look all day in my studio when they didn't think I was paying attention, and then I take the image. I will often bring people forward. So this is weird, but if I'm working for adults, I'll have them on a desk or something like on their knees so they're leaning forward. There's something about that in body language to me that when you can have somebody come forward, have them look down, talk to them, have them look up, you get it. You get that moment right there. With kids, I never ask children to smile, ever, ever, ever. But one thing that I will do with children so I can get those eye contact photos in older kids is when I have my camera up, I'll ask them to look into my lens and I'll just say, hey, I can see you through this little window. I call it a window on my camera. Can you see me? If you look in the front of that window, can you see me? And then they'll look and then I can get that image. With babies or infants, if they're over 4 months, 3-4 months, and they're responding to people, you can make loud noises, you can talk with puppets, you can do all those sort of funny things that people do. to get babies to look at you. But with newborns, I actually work really, really hard if I can to get newborn photos with eye contact, because for me as a mother, that just gives me chills. I remember when my twins were born, and my son Harvey just was wide awake, and he just stared at me. This little tiny newborn baby, he just looked me in the eye and stared at me for hours. And I will never forget that. I mean, it still kind of gets me choked up. And I want to create that for my clients. I want to give them that. I want to give that mother an image where she can just stare at her baby, looking at her as much as she wants to, and just take it in. And so with newborns, obviously, you can't like talk to them and get them loosened up. You just have to wait. Newborns love light. They love contrast. I work with studio lights, so when I have a studio light over the baby, they're naturally going to look up toward it if they are awake. And I wear dark glasses and I have light skin. So there's this kind of built-in contrast where my face is interesting to them. And so I'll just sit up there and just be really patient. It's like being a wildlife photographer. You just kind of hunker down and wait for it. And as soon as I see those really great eyes, I capture it. So I wish I could give you like a do this and do this and do this with this challenge, but I can't. That's why I said that I feel like creating images with really good eye contact, really soulful images is probably the hardest thing that there is to do as a portrait photographer. And as a teacher, it's the hardest thing to teach because it is so esoteric. But what I would recommend and what I'm going to challenge you to do on this last day is when you are working with your clients, guide them into the candid pose, get them relaxed, do all of that, and then at the last minute, have them look up at you once they're relaxed, once they're comfortable, and see if you can't capture a little bit of who they are in that moment. All right? So please, again, join the Facebook group, share your images with us, use hashtag #SCPosingChallenge. And thank you for being with me for the last 5 days and for sticking with the challenge and doing the work. I hope it's been helpful. All right, thanks.